of the assumptions that is made today is that a person needs to have a perfect place, a place of silence and solitude, and a place where one can be absolutely undisturbed to think or to meditate upon what is noble. The place I am in right now is a very nice place, but it is a place where there's work going on, people come and go, and the daily activities at this time of the day continue on as they normally would. So in my neighborhood, there's some work going on. Just across the street, there's some renovation going on. I just heard the sound of the vegetable vendor, and it is his practice to stop by our place and ring the bell and ask if we wish to purchase, if we wish to buy any vegetables. So all these things are happening, and I can afford to put those things out of my mind and just look at what's on the screen in front of me. Now, what is on the screen in front of me is the fourth book of the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. And I'm going to read the first and the second paragraphs. Now, the first paragraph is actually a full paragraph with a few sentences. Long sentences, but yes, few sentences. The second paragraph is just one sentence long, but it's a meditation. Both of them are. So the first one, it says, that inward mistress part of man, if it be in its own true natural temper, is towards all worldly chances and events ever so disposed and affected, that it will easily turn and apply itself to that which may be, and is within its own power to compass, when that cannot be which at first it intended. For it never doth absolutely addict and apply itself to any one object, but whatsoever it is that it doth now intend and prosecute, it doth prosecute it with exception and reservation. So whatsoever it is that falls out contrary to its first intentions, even that afterwards it makes its proper object. Even as the fire, when it prevails upon those things that are in his way, by which things indeed a little fire would have been quenched, but a great fire doth soon turn to its own nature, and so consume whatsoever comes in his way. Yea, by those very things it is made greater and greater. So, when Marcus Aurelius begins by using the phrase, that inward mistress part of man, the inward mistress part of man is the desire in man. So, he considers it the feminine part of man. And the impulsive part of man, which is to be controlled and directed by logic, by reason. And he, in these words, presents the conflict, the inner conflict that can be within a man. Because what does he say? For it never doth absolutely addict and apply itself to any one object, but whatsoever it is that it doth now intend and prosecute, it doth prosecute it with exception and reservation. So what is the exception and reservation? It is where desire and impulse have made inroads into what a man would otherwise ignore or decide against through reason and through logic. But desire has made an inroad. And he says, so that whatsoever it is that falls out contrary to its first intentions, even that afterwards it makes its proper object. So desire grows with time, and it erodes the reason that is specifically about that object. With the passage of time, this is what happens. What does he say? Even as a fire, when it prevails upon those things that are in his way, by which things indeed a little fire would have been quenched, but a great fire doth soon turn to its own nature, and so consume whatsoever comes in his way. So desire is not wrong by itself. Impulse is not wrong. It is a sign of life within a human being. And desire grows greater and greater, and accomplishments come about. And this is where the second meditation should come in. He says, let nothing be done rashly and at random, but all things according to the most exact and perfect rules of art. So now that desire that naturally is within a man is discovered, is exhibited, it has grown stronger, what is to be done? A lack of self-restraint? Never. No. What he says is, let nothing be done rashly and at random, but all things according to the most exact and perfect rules of art. Something beautiful, something creative, something constructive. So desire is channeled into activities that would bring forth desirable results. And that is where a man controls the inward mistress part, and by controlling and channeling it, there's purposeful accomplishment.